allow your consciousness to go anywhere. Let the body move. You remain here now. So my question is, first question is from last line. You wrote, you remain here now. So my question is, who is you there? And second one is from the first line, as you said, don't allow. Who is that which is not going to allow?
Whatever is said for the sadhaks, those who have not reached. Otherwise, what is the need to use any word? And ultimately, all these things are going to be wrong once you have reached it. But anything that is spoken for those who have not reached. So you have been making effort to achieve the things which are outside of you. And to achieve anything, to get anything, desire is needed. And you have only one, this is the only thing, the desire. The desire, when it moves out, then you get the outside thing. Now once you have this longing to know yourself, the same desire has to move in. And once you close your eyes, then you will see that your mind is scattered. Your mind is going in thousands of directions. Because this is how you have been conditioned. This is how you have been programmed. So, what the sadhaka does is that he starts watching his mind. And as you start watching your mind, the division starts becoming less and less. And you start becoming one. Slowly, slowly. That is called integration. You can call it integrated mind or you can call it integrated ego. And the other word for it is watcher. Watcher has to be created, and one day this watcher will be dissolved. So what was your question?
Who is that which is not going to allow, and who is you in this context? You wrote, don't allow your consciousness to go anywhere.
And what you are asking?
I'm asking, who is that which is not going to allow?
It is all addressed to the consciousness. So now, because you have identified yourself with the tendency of the mind to go out, or you have identified yourself with your thoughts, your emotions, and things of the outside, what you have to do now is to start identifying with this consciousness. And these are only word, consciousness or the watcher or the witness. They can say different things and then you get more confused. But the real thing is that you become alert. When you become alert, then you become the watcher. Then you are the watcher. So don't allow is that you get back to that consciousness. You had that glimpse. You start again watching. You are identifying with thoughts. You are identifying with your body. You are identifying with your emotions, your mind. Now you turn in. Turning in is mean that you start identifying with this watcher. And don't allow means once you are alert, once you become conscious, once you move back to this consciousness, that is not allowing. Otherwise, once you start getting identified with your thoughts, with your emotions, then you are allowing it, or you are identifying with your body. When you are going out, when you are working somewhere, when you go to your office or your college, then you start behaving as if you are this body mind mechanism. You get identified with that. But keep that separation there also, that you are just the witnessing consciousness. And the whole thing is that when you make effort to be a watcher, this watcher is like the torch light, or you can say if you have lighted a wood, and that light can destroy all the garbage which you have collected. And ultimately, that light, whether it is candle light or whether it is light, a wooden light, it will be itself will be also destroyed. Then once there is nothing to watch, then the witnessing is your very nature. This consciousness is always here, whether you know it or not. Because you have been desiring for things, desiring for this, desiring for that. So you have forgotten it. That is why it is called self-remembrance. You have to do nothing, just to remember that which is always present. When you are lost in things, when you get identified with anything, then you forget your consciousness. So that is what is meant, don't allow your consciousness. That means you remain identified with this consciousness. Be this consciousness. Whenever you are forgetting it, again remember and become this. And now becoming is a wrong word, or be this consciousness. But when you have to tell to someone, you have to use that kind of word which the other can understand. Otherwise, you are not a sadhak. And people can have this illusion. Because you have heard everything, you have heard who is that who will not allow. But who is doing all this sadhana? It is the ego. So it is either addressed to the ego or addressed to the consciousness. You take it wherever you feel you are nearer to. Even to make your ego integrated is a big achievement. It is not something very easy. Otherwise we are divided, we are so many. That is what Mahavira said, we are multi-psychic. We have so many minds within us. So all the minds are going in different direction. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Even to use this word, your consciousness, is wrong. Because consciousness is not your possession or not your property. But when we are identified with something, and even when you start moving in, when this inner journey begins, you want to be enlightened. And you can never become enlightened. You want to get something, but there is nothing to get.
Role of mind also
What?
want to be enlightened.
You cannot discard anything. You have this body, you have this mind, and ultimately it is all one piece. Because you have fragmentary desire, scattered desire that is going in different direction. That's why you have become waves. Otherwise the ocean is always there. That's why you cannot feel the ocean. Otherwise truth is always present here and now. That's why I don't even use hyphen. I say here now. Because it is same, both here, if you are here, you are now. If you are now, you are here. Both are same thing. Until and unless you have understood your mind totally, you cannot go beyond mind. until and unless you have relaxed your whole body, each and every cell of your body is relaxed, there will be always restlessness. You cannot be in this moment. That's why all the methods of Osho, all these techniques are to purify your body and mind, to make them totally pure. That means to make them empty. Once they are empty, they will not be creating any noise, and then meditation will not be an effort. It will be a natural thing, just like you go to sleep.
Literature and discourses. Now there is something arising within which says that explore yourself, find the answer yourself. Is it the right attitude, or something need to be explore more about it?
This is right attitude, that you ultimately, no one can take you there or here, whatever you want to say. But all the questions are arising in mind. So if the questions are arising, you can ask. The thing is that we are not separate. If you are not asking, maybe the question goes on hovering within you like a cloud. And then when someone has answered it, it is not an answer. At the best, it can destroy your question. So that doesn't mean that if you have asked someone some question and then you stop it. You have to reach to the center of your being, that no answer given from outside can take you there. So that effort you have to make on your own. But if question is arising, then you should ask, and then you are free from it. And sometime maybe you can wait also. Maybe the answer may come from within also. So there is no copybook answer to these things. But if the question remains, then you should ask, why not?
Yeah, and one thing also starting happening sometimes. Even from also I get some answer, but something doesn't satisfy within, which want to seek more about the same question.
So
Yeah, I'm just sharing.
the thing is that when Osho is answering, he is answering to someone else. It was someone else's question. When something is arising within you and you have been a sincere, authentic seeker, then your question is going to be different from any other question asked by anyone else before. And answer has to be in the moment. It cannot be, there is no ready-made answer. When your question is genuine, authentic, the answer will also has to be fresh, new.